Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction review. And this is to episode 20 of MLP, which is the Washouts. Now, I already spoiled myself with this one. I know that Lightning Dust returns in this episode. I saw a thumbnail over on the side, like at the top, over in the recommendations, and it showed Rainbow and Lightning having a staring contest facing off in a staring contest. So I know Lightning makes a return in this episode, and I wanted to know if she gets redeemed in this episode, so I went through the comments, and luckily the first few comments said that basically she didn't get redeemed in this episode. And so I did go ahead and spoil that she's in this episode and that this is not her redemption episode. And I know some people are probably upset, wondering why did I go ahead and look into that. Simply put, I'm the kind of person that I don't believe in false hope. I don't want to be hopeful of something if it's not going to come to fruition. So I am very glad that I went ahead and looked into it, because I would not have wanted to have spent the entirety of this episode hoping that she gets redeemed, only to find out that she doesn't. I'm glad that I know right up front that she does not, so that way I don't have to waste my time through the episode hoping that she does, only to be disappointed that she didn't. I'm glad I know, so that way I know what to expect at the end. I'm glad that I know that. And I'm a happy ending guy. I like happy endings, and I'm glad that I know that this one doesn't really have a happy ending all the way around, so I'm kind of dreading this episode, so let's go ahead and start and get it over with, and then I'll get my thoughts after the end of it. Starting the video in 3, 2, 1, play.
Order, every pony! I hereby call to order this meeting of the Rainbow Dash Fan Club.
So that's the one. Oh, she's cute.
First
That
order,
face! Oh my
let's celebrate the one and
gosh!
only Rainbow Dash
We haven't
Day.
seen that
It's
face in a
amazing.
while.
Now, nothing else, that concludes this meeting of the Rainbow Dash Fan Club. Thank you all for coming. Any questions? Huh? Meeting adjourned! I'd like to call to order the first ever meeting of the newest and most exciting club, of which I am the president, founding, and only member, the Washouts Fan Club!
Oh my gosh! Okay, first off, cute that they're still going with the Rainbow Dash Fan Club deal. However, Rainbow's obsession, or liking what is going on with the fan club, I don't know, it just kind of seems like this was something that would have happened in an earlier season, whenever she was still more brash and more had a bit of an ego. I mean, she does still have a bit of one now, just the concept of this seems like it would have happened in an earlier season.
Oh, hey, Scootaloo. I was just in the neighborhood. Oh,
Cute.
What's this? Did I interrupt your fan club meeting?
Hey!
She's cheating on you.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
Oh, you know, stuff. Definitely not starting a new fan club or anything.
It's no use pretending. I heard everything when I was outside eavesdropping like I do for every meeting.
Eavesdrop on every meeting? That's weird.
Well, sure, it sounds weird when you
What
say it out
have
loud.
you
And I
heard?
probably shouldn't because eavesdropping is wrong, but still, why are you starting a new fan club?
I just think maybe it's time for me to explore other fan clubs.
This is essentially, I think we should take a break in the relationship, and I think I should explore other people.
The
And let other people explore me.
Newest and greatest and only stuff
I hate
in
cheaters.
Equestria.
Suck it.
How can I explain it? Like the Wonderbolts, just 20 bajillion% cooler.
20
That
bajillion?
face!
They do all sorts of extreme stunts that focus on daredevilry and sheer guts, rather than boring old flight and formation junk.
Boring old flight and
Oh my-
formation junk?
Are you just repeating everything I say?
Only because my brain feels like it's strapped to one of those rockets about to explode.
Aren't they
I love that.
awesome?
Oh great, so we got a gang that's trying to show up the
She
Wonderbolts.
actually said that?
Well, yeah, eavesdropping on every meeting is kind of weird.
I mean, she basically said that the Wonderbolts aren't cool. And And it kind of sounded like she didn't think I was cool either. But we all know that's crazy. I mean, I'm definitely not worried about her looking up to some pony else. Nope.
Okay, that's adorable.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Well, I
cute.
understand if you were. It'd be like if Apple Bloom started loving bananas more than apples. Y'all tell me if that ever happens, you hear?
Protective, overbearing sister. Okay.
Why don't you find out?
Whoa.
They're doing a show in Ponyville this weekend?
Wow, they do look pretty amazingly unamazing. Trying so hard to look amazing is what I mean. Nice save, Twilight!
She can hear you, Pinky. And yeah, I'm guessing.
I knew we should have lined up last night.
Let me guess. Lightning. Hey, learn about
I'm
Fun
sorry
Bud
for
again.
making us late. Who would have guessed extreme chocolate air show cupcakes would take an extremely long time to bake?
How did you make those? Okay, I can imagine like basic ingredients, but
Look
the
at
icing,
this. It's a
the frosting.
total Wonderbolts ripoff.
What do you mean? The show hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Just
but
wait.
Look at what we're sitting on. Hello. The Wonderbolts have bleachers too. We practically invented sitting on bleachers.
Really?
Ugh.
No,
And look at that.
that was Lyra.
Popcorn and cotton candy. Ripoff.
Let me guess. Lightning's the captain of this crew.
This is the place. This is the team. This is
I'm.
the Washouts!
They're a stunt crew. Okay.
Quality confetti cannon work.
Now Rainbow wants to nitpick every single thing. There were some interesting characters I'll have to go back and look at. I do think it's cute though that Rainbow is concerned that.
Washouts' official motto. Wait before you
Cute.
Lame.
Remember, boys,
Oh boy, fan art of that one, I imagine.
Washouts are highly trained professionals in protective, fireproof blanks.
Not sure who that would be,
Do not try this at home.
but this one wants light blue wings. You like it. That's lightning. I noticed the color.
Come on. She's not gonna make it.
She made it.
That was insane! Woo-hoo! I told you! I mean, it was pretty cool.
I'm just.
Who are these guys?
Why can't this episode just end on a happy note with Lightning being happy with what she's doing? Why can't we just
I
get
can't
that?
just go up and talk to them.
You can if you're with me. After all, one of the reasons there's a Rainbow Dash fan club is because I'm fearless. Observe.
Oh, so that's the two characters.
Hey!
She's cute. And they're gonna be
as a
angry.
fellow aerobatic professional, I really enjoyed your show.
Really?
Actually, you might recognize me since I'm a pause for dramatic effect. Wonderbolt.
They.
Join the club.
Okay.
No, I mean literally, join the club. We're called the Washouts because we all used to be Wonderbolts just like you. Until
Oh.
we washed out.
No way.
Oh, I get it.
Yep. Name's Rolling Thunder. I got booted out of Wonderbolt Academy because of flagrant disregard for hazardous weather. If doing barrel rolls through 900 million volts of electricity in a raging thunderstorm is wrong, then I don't want to be right.
Cool.
Well,
This is short fuse.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I like her.
What's your story?
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Attitude problem. Okay.
So, who's the leader?
Only the most reckless ex-Wonderbolt of all time.
The only one we've actually seen. Lightning!
Lightning dust. Rainbow dash.
Yeah, this is the thumbnail that I saw.
I'm Scootaloo. Hi.
Okay,
Lightning dust. I should have known you were the brains behind a crazy idea like the washouts. Or should I say, lack of brains?
You two
oh,
really
whoa,
know each
easy,
other?
easy, easy,
Oh
calm down, calm
my
down.
Gosh, this is so cool!
Your friend got me kicked out of the Wonderbolts.
Oh, that's, less cool.
And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Great to see you, Wing Pony. I heard you're a full-fledged Bolt now.
Yeah, well, I'm still...
Please tell me!
Happy? Look, was it wrong of me to endanger the lives of your friends? Yeah. But hey, now I only endanger these knuckleheads.
She's happy. See, I hope she is. Oh, come on, can't we just roll with this, please?
Come on, you know you miss me. Me and her, we blew every pony out of the sky.
Really?
Actually, yeah, really. All that wind was totally dangerous, but we had fun, right? 2 fastest times on the Dizitron.
If I remember correctly, I had you beat by half a second.
Only because
Please
when
just roll with
I
this, please
went,
just roll with this,
I
please just
created
roll with
the
this!
dizziness factor.
I don't want this to have a bad ending, okay? I
Well,
don't!
It all worked out. Your show was pretty dynamite.
Can I just stop the
Wanna know
episode here and let that be it?
We basically ignore everything the Wonderbolts ever taught us about safety.
Well, we do have safety rules for a reason.
Don't listen to her, kid. All their rules were
Oh,
just
no.
ways
Oh,
of
great.
keeping
Here's
their little
conflict.
club exclusive so they could feel good about themselves.
It's not about making any pony feel bad. It's about finding the best flyers. The best of the best.
I started the Washouts because I believe any pony can be the best of the best. No, Rolling Thunder is gonna be out for a while.
Ah, during the finale, I caught the old hind leg in the crushinated jaws of Smash-A-Lot. Patent pending.
There's a spot on the team if you want to join up.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm already a Wonderbolt.
I'll do it! Can I do it?
But you can't fly!
No.
I wasn't asking you.
Aw, you're cute. But technically you haven't washed out of the bolts, which is kinda our thing.
And also, no.
Oh, what if I joined and dropped out super quick?
That's it. You're coming with me.
Rainbow is so her sister, okay?
Hear what the actual Wonderbolts think about you joining just to drop out for the washouts.
Say hi to Spitfire for me.
Oh boy.
Ever seen 2 simultaneous inverse displacement rolls before?
Would have been a lot cooler through the crushinator jaws of Smash-A-Lot patent pending.
You.
And they have a comic book now!
See?
That's
That's
sweet!
what I was telling you about. I got this.
You know what happens when something goes wrong with the crushinator jaws of Smash-A-Lot?
Patent pending.
You end up in a full-body wing and hoof gas drinking through a straw. But with enough practice... Practice? Well, la-dee-doo-da-da! Let me give you a different scenario. You're probably saying to yourself, I'm young, I'm strong, I'm gonna go out there and stunt some tricks with my new friend, Lightning Dust. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you play that game, you're gonna find out it's pretty hard to stunt tricks in a full-body wing and hoof cast, drinking through a straw.
I think she gets the point.
I'm not finished! Listen, I get it, kid. I used to be like you, telling myself, I'm gonna touch the sky. I know. Well, whoop-de-doodle-doo! You think you got it made in the shade? Well, things are gonna be pretty shady indeed when you can't go out in the sun, 'cause you're in a full-body wing and hoof cast, drinking through a straw! Do I make myself clear?
How did that happen to one person and you won't let it go?
Have a hat.
Sorry, that was a little intense. I just want to make sure you don't get hurt. That way
Because
you
she's
can
your
follow
sister.
in my hoofsteps. Every pony's dream, right?
More like follow your wing flaps.
Same difference.
Thanks, super talented flyer, for clearing up what I should do.
Clearing things up is one of my specialties. Now, come on. Let's go rip up all your washout posters into tiny pieces and throw them off a cliff.
Scootaloo seems like a teenager here, like she's a rebellious teenager here.
How about a silent auction where every item is just a picture of yours truly? Nah, I'm just kidding. That makes me seem too egotistical, doesn't it? Oh, maybe if they're framed, it's like, wow, she's so humble, you think? Scootaloo? Scootaloo?
She wants to join the Washouts.
Any pony seen Scootaloo?
Ow!
My fault. Sorry, Twilight?
Sorry, I was just,
Please tell me you got that stuff so you could rip it up and throw it off a cliff.
They were doing an autograph session before practice.
Seriously? You haven't seen Scoot, have you?
Actually...
I can't believe Scootaloo ditched me to watch them practice. Why can't she see how dangerous they are?
That's kind of the whole draw. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But it's like, the harder I try to convince Scoot they're dangerous, the more she likes them.
Welcome to
Control her
dealing with the teenager.
Only yours. Teach her what's safe and what isn't, like a good role model. Then hope she makes the right decisions.
But what
Yes!
if she chooses them over me? She's gonna get hurt.
I think I know some pony else who might
That's
get
cute.
hurt if that happens.
Maybe you're right. But this isn't about me. I'm just worried about Scoot.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wow. You're really working hard on this new stunt.
What kind of sorry excuse for a tomato sandwich is this?
Sorry, Dash. Autograph session's over. Unless you want to buy Short Fuse's limited edition half-eaten tomato sandwich.
I'm not signing that abomination!
You haven't seen Scootaloo, have you?
Oh, isn't she that pony that used to respect you?
I'd appreciate you helping me find her, so I can apologize for trying to make her quit liking you.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she still likes us.
I love the guitar riffs in this. Dang.
Lightning dust. I
She
know
can't
it's
fly.
going back, but I can't let her do this.
I don't need you standing up for me.
Obviously you do, because you can't see how dangerous this is. You don't remember what's been.
Scootaloo is a stunt pony. That's what she's
Let me
done
guess.
all her life.
You'll be in a full body wing and hoof cast, drinking through a straw. That doesn't even sound like Spitfire.
Yeah, it does.
That's it. We're leaving.
Just because I look up to you doesn't mean I have to be you. But based on your definition of what makes some pony great, I have bad news. I'll never be the best of the best or a Wonderbolt because I can't fly. Is that what you wanted to hear? But not
Oh.
being able to fly doesn't mean I can't do something awesome, like strapping my scooter to a multi-stage liquid fuel rocket and jumping 22 wagons lined up in front of a roaring crowd. That was awfully specific. That's what she'll be doing in the show tonight.
Additionally,
Princesses, bring your friends. Scootaloo, are you sure that's what you really want to do?
I have to say,
And there's nothing you can
it's
do
dangerous,
to stop
yeah.
me.
You're
But
right. You're your own fool, and you have to make your own decisions.
Good, because I already have.
I'm not sure how this is going to turn out.
Sorry for making us late again. Who would have guessed Scootaloo's super difficult stunt special cupcakes would have been so super difficult to bake?
Okay. Alright, I have to say,
Looks like all a pony.
I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I'm
Except
deeply
for Rainbow
concerned.
Dash.
But I really love what they're doing with this story here. I just hope the episode doesn't ruin it. I'm so fearful what's going to happen. I just want this to end good, okay? I just want a happy ending. Is that too much to ask?
member of the Washouts will be rocket sledding down that hill.
And additionally, Scootaloo's done stunts before. She can do this.
2 wagons to land on the other side in one piece. If she's lucky. Put your hooves together for
They're stumping ponies.
FiM Dynamite!
They take risks. That's usually what stunt ponies do.
Lightning Dust,
What stunt people in real life.
I actually started Equestria's first Washouts fan club, as far as I know. So this is a real honor, ma'am. Do I call you ma'am?
You land this jump? You can call me whatever you want.
Wow, that sure is.
Dangerous? Nah. Well, maybe a little.
Has any pony tested it before?
Nope.
Where's the fun in that?
He's having second thoughts.
There's more.
Well,
You're not thinking of backing out, are you?
No, I'm just thinking about drinking through straws.
Are you the president of my fan club or not?
Of course, it's just
You wouldn't want to get impeached for dishonoring my wishes, would you?
Is that a thing?
Light it up!
yep. And the episode.
No, I am thinking about backing out.
Too late.
Yep, and the episode went to crap. Thank you. Could have had a good setup there, but no, had to go and ruin it. Thank you.
I know I was supposed to let you make your own decisions, but that doesn't mean I can't swoop in and save you from time to time.
What happened to the rocket?
If I'd known you were gonna bail, I would have done the trick myself. Great! So you won't mind how that rope's about to coil around your hoof.
What?
Rivals for life! Wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm sorry for joining the Washouts. Lightning Dust wasn't who I thought she was. She didn't care about me being scared or putting me in danger. She only wanted a good show, even if it meant I got hurt. That's not the kind of pony I want to look up to.
I'm the one who should be apologizing for not acting like some pony who deserves a fan club. I've been lucky enough to have some pony who thinks I'm the coolest. But there's nothing cool about making you feel like you'll never be as awesome as me. I think we should cancel the Washouts fan club. Because I know a fan club that could use some new members.
The Rainbow Dash fan club.
Welcome to the first ever meeting of the newest fan club for the awesomest, previously underappreciated pony in Ponyville. With founding member and President Rainbow Dash presiding, it's the Scootaloo Fan Club!
You know, Rainbow Dash was right. Eavesdropping on your own fan club isn't weird at all.
Alright. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy this episode. But not for the reason that I thought I would. Okay. I'm not happy whatsoever with the idea that Lightning Dust did not get redeemed. I'm not happy about that. I don't like that aspect. I hate that she did not get redeemed in this episode. And quite frankly, there was a really good opportunity there. There was actually, I mean, I like the story that they went with because it is true that some people you just can't trust. They can put on an act and make it seem like they're good, but they're not. And some people you just can't trust. They show their true colors. They take advantage of you, they use you. I appreciate that they went with that story setup, and it worked in that nature. But there was another missed opportunity for another story that they could have went with there. And considering the initial build-up, beforehand, it was a missed opportunity. Again, while I can appreciate the story that was told, and it is very much relatable, at the same time, that cut away from the initial story that I thought they were going to go with, that I hoped they were going to go with. And again, it kind of seemed like it cut away from it, from a good story setup. Scootaloo was was basically her own pony here. Rainbow was trying to protect her and was trying to tell her, don't do this stunt, it's dangerous. She was concerned about her, but Scootaloo was telling her that I'm my own pony. I can make these decisions for myself. And Rainbow was stepping back and letting Scootaloo make those calls for herself because because she realized that Scootaloo was right. Rainbow couldn't make all the decisions for her. Scootaloo had to be mature and make decisions on her own. And what I hoped that they would have went with was Scootaloo would have pulled the stunt off. All that time of her riding a scooter, doing stunts before, I appreciate that she was able to step back and look at the situation and say, this is dangerous. I probably shouldn't do this. I appreciate that she was able to do that. But it seemed like it just didn't work for what was going on. Because then it was in the story about letting her make her own decisions, that bit. And then there's the concept that Scootaloo before has done stunts. Look what the characters have done. They've done skydiving. Or at least referenced it. They've done skydiving. Scootaloo could have done that stunt. She could have done that stunt. They could have easily went with the story that Scootaloo does a stunt, she finishes it, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. And it goes right in, it's right on par with her nature of loving to do stunts. They could have went with that gimmick. And then Rainbow realized there are times whenever, you're mature enough, you're old enough to make decisions on your own. And I was just worried about your safety. I'm going to be worried about your safety, but I'm still going to be here to support you. And then Lightning Dust and Rainbow could have made amends, and that could have been a good thing. It would have been another good episode about maturity, and it would have worked with Scootaloo. It would have worked with Scootaloo, with it being an episode about maturity, about growing up, about sometimes, even though you're protective, you're going to have to let them make decisions on their own. Yeah, you're going to be worried, and they might, they'll make bad calls, but it's a thing about growing up and evolving and learning. That, and then simply had Rainbow and Lightning make amends at the end of the episode. That would have been better. I'm not saying that this episode is bad. It's definitely not, because I do find some redeeming qualities, I do find some good qualities in this episode. I'm not happy with the character of Lightning not getting a redemption episode, and different stories to work out here, and I'm going to try to cover everything along with my own additional thoughts. First off, Lightning Dust has started a new stunt series. She started a new stunt show called the Washouts, which consists of ponies that have been kicked out of the Wonderbolts. And the question, of course, comes to mind: is this about? Is this about actually starting a group of people, of ponies that have not been part of the Bolts, to make something of themselves, or to do something with their lives and not dwell on the past? Or is it simply that they're just trying to get revenge and they're trying to make a mockery of the Wonderbolts? I'm not really sure. I think it probably works both ways. But Lightning starts this group and consists of others that have been kicked out of the Wonderbolts. And the thing is, though, of course, I understand the rules of the Wonderbolts here, because in that kind of, with the Blue Angels in real life, or really any sort of flight thing like that, or really any stunt thing in general, the Wonderbolts is the MLP equivalent of the Blue Angels. That's what they're based off of. And the Blue Angels is not a defense force. We've seen the Wonderbolts attempt to help out once before, whenever Spike was a big freaking huge dragon. But the Wonderbolts are not an actual means of defense. They are more of a flying show. And it's basically Rainbow joined the Blue Angels. And she is part of a line of defense for Equestria, for Ponyville. But, well, not for Equestria, but for Ponyville. And Equestria whenever it comes into it, I suppose. But still, she's not the Wonderbolts are not they're not a high grade military installation. They're not trained in a huge art of self defense or anything, or use of weaponry or anything like that. And that's okay. I mean, that's okay. But the Washouts is basically a stunt crew, and the Wonderbolts are more aerial, are more tamed performances. Their performance is more tame, of course. But just like with the Blue Angels in real life, you have calm stunts, then you have more extreme stunts. I mean, look at Harry Houdini, the stunts that he used to pull off. And look at other stunts like Evel Knievel. Look at, other stunt shows of people riding a bike through riding a motorcycle through flaming hoops of fire. This is on par with that. And the Washouts, I'm not against their existence, because that's pretty much, the Washouts could have been pretty much the MLP version of the Evel Knievel. Lightning could have been like the Evel Knievel. Or Scootaloo could have. But there was a good setup here. I mean, yeah, like they got kicked out of the Wonderbolts, and I would have liked to have seen Lightning happy. And, not miserable, not holding a grudge, but actually be happy that she found something that she could enjoy. And like I said, I can understand the rules of the Wonderbolts here, because they're put there for a reason. They're put there to keep ponies safe. Every single one of these characters, Lightning jeopardized, she broke the rules and jeopardized the lives of other ponies and was reckless. It's understandable that she was kicked out of the Wonderbolts. However, I still think that she could have been happy here. And I'm not saying that, I'm not disregarding that, putting that aside and saying, hey, that's fine. I mean, yeah, it is a bad thing. But I still think that Lightning could have been happy with what she was done, took her attitude to a different thing, and used it for good. I mean, she was entertaining ponies. I mean, they could have made a great living off of this. I mean, selling posters and merchandise. This could have been a good thing. They could have still had fun, met other ponies who are not even part of the Wonderbolts. I mean, at some point, they could have expanded the stunt show and had other ponies who were not trying to be members of the Wonderbolts join and expand it, and had many different stunts, and it could have grown and expanded and been something amazing. But no, that's not the gimmick that they went with here. And every single one of the characters, the other female here who had an accent, I really like her. She got also kicked out because of recklessness, but she seemed mostly good. And the other guy, he had an attitude, and I can see why they called him Short Fuse. He had a short fuse. Now, I'm not going to deny, I can have a short fuse myself. I don't do like this guy. I don't, at least most of the time. But I'm generally a calm person. But I do have a wrong button. But, yeah, I can understand why each of these characters did not make it in the bolts. I can. But again, that doesn't mean that they can't be happy. And again, Lightning she had this going on. They found out about the Washouts, and Scootaloo thinks it's cool. And she thinks they're cool, and she admires them because they do reckless stunts. And this is and there's another interesting setup here, because here you have Scootaloo. She's like the teenager, like she finds things here. She finds the recklessness and the dangerous stunts cool. And yeah, it's and honestly, that goes like real life. Some people love all the action, like their balls will drop at the sight of action in like the Transformers movies or Fast and the Furious. However, other people like myself, while watching Fast and Furious, is like, no, I don't care if that person dies, just don't wreck the old car. Don't wreck that old car. You wrecked the old car. You could have killed them. I don't care. Just don't wreck the car. That's me. Like, I'm not into the big stunts because I worry about them wrecking an old car, okay? I'm a car guy. I don't want to see the cars get wrecked. I'm not the kind of person... I mean, yeah, I'm totally okay with action movies. Like, I do like action movies. But it doesn't get me pumped. No, it doesn't get me pumped like it does some other people, but again, that's fine. I mean, that's natural. I mean, some people like one thing more than somebody else does. Somebody gets more riled up or more pumped about something than somebody else does. That's natural. It's kind of the gimmick here. Scootaloo is more interested in the more dangerous stunts, and that's cool. I mean, you got some people who want to be a stunt person, like Evel Knievel, and jump through hoops of fire. Then you have other people who want to do more tamer stunts. Again, there's nothing wrong with both. There's nothing wrong with either. But again, it's just simply Scootaloo likes the more dangerous aspect, and there should be nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, it's dangerous, of course, but then again, and I understand the concept. I understand the setup here of trying to show them, you don't need to do something dangerous. You have somebody watching out for you. Listen to them. It's better for your health. It's better. Just, be careful. I understand that. I mean, I completely see that, and I respect that, and it does work in that nature. But, of course, again, there's the realistic aspect of it, that somebody could, as a child, grow up and say, I want to be a stuntman. I want to be a stunt woman. And that's what their passion is. That's what they're going to go off and do. I do not believe myself in trying to tell somebody, no, don't do this because it's dangerous. Find something where you won't get hurt. I mean, at the point I can say, yeah, don't get hurt, but at the same time, I don't believe in holding people back from a passion that they have. I don't believe in that. If somebody wants to be a stuntman, a stunt woman, whatever, I say go for it. Just, of course, make sure you practice so that you know what to do so that you won't get hurt. But as long as you have fun, I mean, okay, and you're entertaining people. But again, yeah, it's easy to worry about somebody and wonder, why did you choose such a crazy thing? But then again, like I said, I do not believe in holding somebody back from a passion that they have. I don't. I don't believe in restricting somebody. And I also, I do. I mean, I am a cautious person, but I also respect the concept of taking risks. Because there have been some incredible things, incredible achievements done simply by taking risk. And if you don't take risks, sometimes you're not going to get anywhere. Sometimes it is good to take risks, to do something dangerous, to do something bizarre, to do something strange, to do something completely unorthodox. Because sometimes it can achieve good things. And I don't believe in holding someone back, and I understand, this is MLP, so yeah, but at the same time, I really think they had a good setup here. That was a missed opportunity to say, hey, one person, I mean, Scootaloo could have still respected Rainbow and looked up to her, but there's no harm in her having another role model, or at least having someone else that she could kind of admire. And so I kind of feel that was a very missed opportunity there. But yeah, again, I can respect that they're trying to say, be careful, don't do something stupid, don't do something crazy. Hey, building a ramp out of plywood in your yard and trying to jump with a bike is not a good idea. No, it's not a good idea, but some people have done it, and just because it's not a good idea doesn't mean people are not going to do it. It's a bad idea for me to try going outside in 20-degree weather or 15-degree weather whenever it's cold in shorts and t-shirt and flip-flops to check the mailbox. It's a stupid idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's not about stupidity. It's about, sometimes you take risks. And yeah, you may pay for them later, but sometimes it's a good idea. I mean, there are skydivers, people that do stunts in planes. It's a dangerous thing, but the one key thing, and there have been people I know that have been killed doing stunts and things like that, but what is the one thing that we can probably say about these people? Now, okay, there's two things. One, you could say, well, if they wasn't doing something dangerous, they would still be alive. No, that's not the way that I look at it. It was their time. And also, they died doing something that they enjoyed. Like, for example, with I'm going to compare it to this, with Dale Earnhardt. Some people think that if he hadn't been, of racing that day in 2001 at Daytona, he wouldn't have been killed in that crash. However, he died doing something that he enjoyed. Wouldn't you rather be able, if you knew you were going to croak, wouldn't you rather die happy and doing something that you enjoyed? Regardless if it's doing a stunt or hanging out with somebody that you care for, would you rather die happy doing something you enjoyed than at your last moment to be miserable? I'd rather die happy. And so there was some interesting aspects to that. Like I said, I hope I explored that. But again, Lightning Dash she started this group, and I really hoped that she was going to get a redemption thing here, but we didn't. Scootaloo had an admiration for her. And now the other setup here was that Rainbow was really like a big sister in this episode. She was really like a big sister in this episode, and she was just trying to look out for Scootaloo, which is respectable. It's sweet, and it's really cute. And she didn't want to see her get hurt. There were moments, of course, where I could see that Rainbow was a little bit. She kind of seemed to revert back to her old ego of being a little self-absorbed and wanting there to only be the Scootaloo, the Rainbow Dash fan club. But at the same time, even though that was present, and I'm not fully going to dismiss it, you could say that Rainbow was partially at fault here, and that she just didn't want Scootaloo to do something because she didn't approve of it. And while that also would have been an interesting setup, and that did seem to be the case here, see what was going on, the fact is Rainbow really was just really concerned for her and wanted her to be safe. And I can respect that, because she was looking out for her. But Rainbow did learn here, of course, that Scootaloo needs to make her own decisions, and that she's not going to be able to make all the decisions for her. It's understandable. But like I said, there was a missed opportunity there, that Rainbow would have just been kind of hanging on the edge of her seat, watching as her little sister would have actually pulled the stunt off and succeeded, and Scootaloo would have been like, "Oh my gosh, that was freaking amazing!" And Rainbow would have been there, hugging her and telling her that she's glad that she's okay, and that Scootaloo would have found a passion in it. That would have been a good thing to have done. Scootaloo would have found a passion in it that would have went right along with her scooter, and that would have worked great for that. But no, that's not what we got. And as it turns out, of course, but like I said, I did love the sisterly bond between Scootaloo and Rainbow here. And we've never actually seen anything. We've never seen hide nor hair of any of Scootaloo's parents or folks, anybody. And I believe Lauren Faust herself stated that she imagines that her parents are just always busy, and so that's why we never see them. But there's been a kind of a running implication in the show that Scootaloo is an orphan, and that the only real role model, the only one closest to family that she has is Rainbow Dash. And then, of course, there's also the fact that Scootaloo can't fly. And we've seen her before trying to fly, and we just kind of always had the implication, we just always had the idea that she was a late bloomer, that she was at some point going to learn to fly. But there's been an episode or two, there's been a couple of episodes before that have touched upon the concept that Scootaloo may have a disability with her wings, that her wings cannot give her the lift that she's normally supposed to have. She's not disabled in any other aspect of her life, but her wings do not work. They work, but they're not developed to the degree that they can provide the lift to be able to get her off the ground. We've had that implication. It wasn't said directly that she has a flying disability before, but we did have an episode once before. I can't remember the name of the episode, but we did have an episode that touched upon that. And this episode here, it brought that into the forefront, with Scootaloo saying, in case you haven't noticed, "I can't fly." One thing I have to admire about this particular aspect is the fact that Scootaloo is accepting of it. She doesn't seem like she's angry or bitter. Some people, they can get angry and bitter at the world for something like that. But Scootaloo, she's accepting. She has accepted the fact that she can't fly, and she seems to be moving on just fine. But here, it's an interesting concept, because here she found something that she initially thought that she could do, that doesn't require her to use her wings. And it seems like there was a bit of a hidden thing here, because Rainbow wanted Scootaloo, or hoped that Scootaloo would be able to, possibly follow in her hoof steps or her wing flaps, more or less. But Scootaloo kind of came to there was a moment here where Scootaloo seemed to come to the realization that she can't exactly do that because she can't fly like Rainbow Dash. How can she join the Wonderbolts in the future? How can she fly at all if she cannot fly? And so here, Scootaloo felt that there was something else that she could do. And so that much, yeah, I also have to admire, because it was a good story part where she realizes she tries to move on. And when she tries to move on and find something that fits within her within her abilities, and if it's, I mean, that doesn't hold her back. And so, yeah, that did actually work in that regard here. But of course, no, they turned it around and had Scootaloo become afraid, even though with all the stunts that she's done before, I don't see how this will be any different. I mean, she's done plenty of stunts before. She can jump over ponies with her scooter, but whenever it comes to jumping with a rock, I mean, yes, and this thing was dangerous. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. And I'm not also, one thing that I have to point out, and I'm not sure if anybody else has noticed it, but these logos, I think of DeviantArt. Like, these logos on these outfits, they make me think of the black and green DeviantArt, okay? The black and green DeviantArt logo, they do. But again, I won't deny that this was an overuse of rockets. This freaking rocket, like, this is a nuke! This is a freaking nuclear warhead! Oh, I get it. Okay, so that's what started Fallout Equestria. It wasn't a war, it wasn't a conflict with the zebras. Nope. It was a random nuclear warhead fired by lightning dust into the sky. Yeah, that actually makes an interesting setup. I can see that. It's like a nuclear warhead. It comes down, boom. It just launches to somewhere, maybe close by, heads towards Canterlot or something, or heads to a random location, comes back down. The defense force, the equestrian military think, oh my gosh, somebody launched the nuke, so they start launching Bellfire and mega spells, and then it was lightning. And then somewhere that we did not see in the story, there is the explosion and there is the bones of lightning dust, and she's the one who started the nuclear war. That's an interesting setup. But yeah, I won't deny this. I mean, right here is dangerous, the use of these multiple rockets being taped. So yeah, that's definitely not a good idea. That is not very good precautions. That is extremely dangerous. So that much I'm not going to deny. I'm not going to say that the whole concept of the washout things is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it could use some improvements to the safety measures to ensure the safety of not only the people that are part of the washouts, but the safety of others, general citizens as well. Because looking at it realistically, you have a rocket that is merely duct taped to 2 different rockets, 4 different rockets, and it's facing other ponies. This thing could be a dangerous fire hazard. This thing is definitely dangerous. And realistically speaking, this definitely needs some better safety measures. I'm not going to deny that. I do like the concept of the washouts being a stunt crew, being a more hardcore stunt crew. I do like that concept, and I do think it works. I do think it fits because it does get the crowd riled up. It does get them excited. I do like it. But, of course, I do think that there could be some more better safety precautions that could have been, worked into that. I do love the concept that Rainbow... Oh my gosh, I just noticed. I didn't notice it before in the episode, but oh my gosh, we have Rainbow's parents here. Bo Hothoof and Wendy Whistles. Oh my gosh, they're present. I love that. That's adorable. That's so cute. That's adorable that they're there. That's adorable. They were present... Wait, were they present in the beginning of the episode? I don't know, were they? No, they weren't present in the beginning of the episode. No, they weren't present in the beginning of the episode, but they were present there. Which, again, Bo and Wendy are pretty much like Rainbow's parents, are pretty much like Scootaloo's parents now, so of course they're going to freaking be there. Of course, Lightning had no concern for Scootaloo. She, again, this is where it worked her attitude back into that, in that she had no concern for Scootaloo. All she was in it for was the thrills. And I could wonder, was she deliberately trying to involve Scootaloo and jeopardize her life, hoping that she would get killed to get revenge upon Rainbow? It seems like an interesting revenge plot. It kind of seems very much probable. But at the same time, judging from Lightning's behavior with the failed stunt, it seems like she was simply just about the thrills and actually wasn't trying to jeopardize Scootaloo's life, but was actually trying to do a stunt. And Rainbow and Scootaloo kind of Scootaloo bailed. Again, this setup here, I mean, again, it kind of seems like a bit of a, to me it seems more like a contradiction to the initial setup. I mean, Scootaloo, she was all fired up about doing the stunt until she actually got there to see what it was. And again, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, because we've been in this situation before. You seem excited for something, you are ready to do it, but then whenever you get there to it, that's whenever you realize, oh boy, I might have bitten off more than I can chew. But of course, I can question, if the stunt was already there, why didn't why didn't she take a pre-look at the setup so that she'd know whether she could do it or not before Hoof? That would have been a good idea. Some good foresight to examine the stunt before, and of course, one could say Lightning would have been against practice. Just do it. Again, that does not mean, however, that Scootaloo couldn't have done that. I do question, why did Scootaloo suddenly bail out? I mean, with all the stunts that she's done before, with all the things she's done with the CMCs, why did she suddenly get scared now? Out of everything that she's done, why did it suddenly come back now and her be like, whoops, I can't do this? It kind of feels like it's a bit of a step back, a contradiction to her initial personality with what we've seen with her before and the things that she can do. I mean, she's about stunts, and here's a situation where she could have done something legit, real, and get the crowd excited, and she backed out. Now, of course, I do love the concept that Rainbow was worried about her sister here, and Scootaloo was basically like her little sister, and she was trying to keep an eye out for her. I love that concept, but it would have showed a good maturity, I think, because this story kind of works both ways. I mean, Rainbow's being protective of her little sister, and I'm saying little sister because Scootaloo is pretty much that. She's protective of Scootaloo. This screenshot, it makes Rainbow looks like she has a ponytail. This is cute. Anyway, Rainbow was being protective of Scootaloo because Scootaloo was making a decision that could endanger her. There's two ways that this could have went, and both would have been right. Both would have been wrong and right. First off, the way that it did go was Scootaloo backed out of the stunt, realized it was dangerous, and so she realized that Rainbow was right. Okay, that is a realistic setup. You can do something, try to defy your parents with something, and say, I'm going to do this anyway. Then whenever you get there, then you realize, oh, this was incredibly stupid. And they're right. So that is realistic. But then it's also realistic if it had played out the opposite way. With Scootaloo doing the stunt anyway, realizing she loved it, she comes out okay, realizing she loves it, she just has a passion for it, and Rainbow realizes that she needs to take a step back and let Scootaloo do some things like this on her own. She's her own pony. She can make her own decisions. She can still be there to support her, and of course she's going to worry. But with training and everything, I mean, Scootaloo is mature enough to be able to understand that. It could have also worked out that way, but nope, that's not what we got. So yeah, and of course, Lightning vowed rivals for life. So yeah. I love this episode, but it also annoys me. I love it, but it hurts my soul. It just seems like, for me personally, the episode had a good setup. Like, early on here, the episode had a good setup, because at one point, it seemed like Rainbow was into the show, and she and Lightning were going to get along. And oh my gosh, I hope they were just going to roll with that. And they could have rolled with it to have these two have some sort of mutual agreement. They could have done that, but no, the story had to turn around and still paint Lightning to be the bad guy. And honestly, yeah, she made some bad calls here, but she was legit seemed to be happy with her decision and doing what she was doing here. And original, I mean, and yeah, I mean, of course, like I said, there were some safety measures that could have been that should have been taken into consideration. But still, why paint her as being the bad guy completely? I mean, you can still say that Trixie and Twilight are rivals, but look at them, they're still friends. They're kind of, they're almost like frenemies in a way. I mean, they're still friends, but they're still rivals. I mean, and look at the Doctor and the Master, okay? I mean, look at the Doctor and the Master. But, I mean, okay, I mean, just, why paint? And I understand the concept. I understand that there are plenty of villains out there. They're not trying to take over the world, but there's still evil people out there who don't care and concern for others. I know that. But it just seems like this is a show that is supposed to focus on friendship being magic. Why? I mean, look how... Okay, you know what? I'm going to save this for after going over a few different aspects of this episode, pointing out some of the different things here. Of course, and first off, we get to see Scootaloo. And I like the concept that they're continuing with the Rainbow Dash fan club. I think that's cute. We saw that before. And I love this little character here who's standing... Is that Bon Bon? That's Bon Bon! Bon Bon is part of the... She's infiltrating, isn't she? This is a secret thing. I love the fact that here they're continuing with the Rainbow Dash fan club. And Bon Bon is a member. That's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder if Lyra knows about that. And some interesting also thing that we did not see beforehand, this face, the same face that we saw here with Daring Do in the Daring Do episode, we see this face return. So yeah, it's funny. And this particular scene with Rainbow was both funny and uncomfortable for me. I'm not going to deny that. This particular scene with Rainbow, you get there, walking in to see Scootaloo with clearly evidence all over the wall, take that as you will. And she catches Scootaloo in the act. Again, take that as you will. I'm getting some good screenshots of Rainbow Dash here. But here it was pretty much like Scootaloo was caught in the act of cheating. And I hate cheaters with a fiery, burning passion. Anybody that thinks cheating is good or tries to justify the reasons for cheating, you're low-life scumbags that needs to go drop off a freaking cliff, okay? I hate cheaters. I do not condone cheating. I hate cheating. I hate anybody that does cheat. You're an a-hole, okay? You are a freaking retarded a-hole, okay? You are a stupid freaking cockface a-hole, okay? I do not like cheaters. And so this particular scene, yeah, it was comical in the way that it played out because of the implications to that. But it was uncomfortable for me as well because I hate cheaters. And no, I've never been cheated on. Don't even think that I'm letting my own judgment, my own past be brought forth. No, I've never been cheated on. But it irritates me that people cheat and then try to justify the reasons for it. There is no justification. You're just a slut. You're a whore. Man or female, you're a whore. This was comical, but also kind of uncomfortable for me to see Rainbow confronting Scootaloo about this and wondering, like, it's pretty much like, I thought we had something special. What's going on? And yeah, so it was kind of difficult there. And likewise, Scootaloo's attitude about the bolts, about the bolts, it's understandable. I'm not saying in any way I'm not saying that. I mean, I would love to be able to see a real show of the Blue Angels, but again, this kind of goes with the concept of some people like things and understand things in a way that other people do not. Rainbow is part of the Wonderbolt. She's longed for that all her life, and so she finally got to do that, and of course she loves it. Scootaloo, however, she doesn't find any full interest in it. She does like the bolts, pardon me, but she's not as interested in it as Rainbow is. And we can all relate to that. We can all relate to both parties here. And for Rainbow, it's just a hard concept that she doesn't understand it. But I like like this particular moment. Scootaloo had some interesting faces in this episode. I'm not going to deny that. This particular moment, whenever Rainbow leans against the ladder, and she says that she made that mention about her brain hurting, pretty much. I love this scene. I love this scene because it seems natural for Rainbow, but it also, like, I love this particular scene. I don't know why. It's just a very fun scene. And I do love the fact that in this episode, Rainbow was like, she loved the fact that that Scootaloo looked up to her, and she loved the fact that, I mean, she liked the fact of having somebody that looked up to her and treated her as a role model. I like that little aspect. It's cute and it's sweet. And this particular moment, whenever Applejack makes a mention about the apple thing, and then tells every pony, if you see Apple Bloom eating apples, let me know. This takes me back to the episode where Applejack encountered this other pony who did not like apples, who loved strawberries. And Rarity had to point out to Applejack, yo, everybody have different tastes, yo. And that Applejack had to be open-minded about that. This kind of seems like a contradiction to that, what we saw before. It seems like Applejack has retreated back to her original mentality, and she's not for other fruit or vegetables. She's not for anything else, and she doesn't want Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom is her own pony. She can make her own decisions. If she likes bananas, if she likes pears or oranges, that's fine. And again, Applejack kind of is just being displayed here with the sort of single-minded mentality that it's only apples. And again, this is a contradiction to what we saw before with whenever she was taught her lesson via Rarity with the other strawberry eating pony. And so this is kind of funny, but at the same time, I won't deny it's kind of cringeworthy, because it seems like Applejack did not learn her lesson. It seems Rarity, we're going to have to teach this girl a little bit more, okay? But yeah, this kind of seems to contradict what we saw before with that. But I won't deny, I do really like the art style for the posters for the Washouts. I really do like this. This is really cool. It's an interesting style to see with like the splash paint art. It's really cool. I like it. And like I said, there were some characters that I have to kind of catch here early on. Now, we see some interesting characters here. We see this cute little character up on the upper left. What has like a little vest on, brown hair, blue eyes. She's cute. We see this other character here on the right with little pigtails. She's adorable. She makes me think of Winged Wolf's Crabapple OC. That's who she makes me think of. She's cute. And of course, we see a couple of the Griffins here. We also see this little character here over on the side with braces. She's cute, and the other character next to her as well. I think she has a name too. This one right here. I think she has the name. But again, some very cute characters there in that crowd. Of course, we see Doctor Who. Ooh, could it be? We see Doctor Who's. Could it be that this character next to him is his new companion? We can only hope. And we see, of course, Octavia here. It's blurred, but Octavia's present. Oh, dang. There was one little shot that I missed. Dang it. Crap it. Ballsack. Derpy! Derpy! I didn't even notice her! She's present and accounted for. She's little Derpy. And she's at the show. I didn't even notice her. It happened so fast. But yeah, Derpy's present. Derpy's present and accounted for. And of course, we see raindrops above. We see aloe, I think it is, maybe? Interesting. Interesting. But you know, we see Derpy just derping it up. Oh, dear. I just kind of realized something. Okay, first we have these two characters right here on the bottom, and this other character, who, as it turns out, is a female. She winks at this... Okay, I see what is going on here. She winks at this one character who turns into Charlie Brown and then faints. Okay. This pony's sexuality confirmed. Yep, her sexuality is confirmed. We know how her barn door swings. Quoting that from Fallout Equestria from K-Cat. But again, I do like this character. I do like her. She's cool. I really like her, and I like the scar down side of her face, and also I also really like how she uses her wings for further emphasis. And I also really like her accent. I really like her voice. It really suits her. I really like it. And like I said, I really wish that Lightning could have got redeemed in this episode. I mean, she seemed happy. I mean, this smile, she seemed genuinely happy. Why couldn't we just roll with that? And this particular moment with, I'm not going to, I mean, yeah, I love Spitfire. She's definitely a favorite character of mine. But this particular segment with her felt a little annoying. I mean, she reused the same concept of a full body cast drinking through a straw. Telling Scootaloo one thing, it would be better if she had pictures. It would be better if she had actual photographs. And the way that Spitfire was talking to Scootaloo just seemed unnecessarily silly. I mean, I understand that Spitfire's supposed to be the captain of the Wonderbolts, and that she's got to be tough to train her recruits. I understand that. But honestly, I would have enjoyed this scene with Spitfire a lot more if they had made... This could have been a serious concept. They could have went with a serious scene for this, and it would have had a deeper meaning. The way that Spitfire... Honestly, I couldn't really take Spitfire seriously either. With how she was acting, how she was speaking around Scootaloo. We've seen her be calm before. I don't see why she felt the need to yell at a child at this point, who is not a Wonderbolt recruit. And like I said, myself personally, what I would have done, if it were me, I would have simply had Spitfire walk up to her and calmly, like we've seen her do before, rationally speak to Scootaloo in a calm and civil manner, and possibly say, "Come with me." And then she shows the picture of a pony in a full body cast, and says, "This is what happened to one of our team members because they wanted to do something dangerous." And had some kind of atmospheric music playing at that point, and then like have Spitfire tell her he's not able to be a part of the Bolts anymore, and now he had to drink through a straw. And that would have had, I think, a deeper meaning than to have someone yell at you and act silly. And again, I'm not in any way bashing the writers of the scene, and I'm in no way bashing Spitfire's voice actors either. I mean, the voice actors did a great job. But again, this scene would have, to me personally, it would have been better if they had done a more serious tone with it, and had that play out in a deeper way, and thus actually give Scootaloo something to think about instead of this silly way. Because honestly, for me personally, even I can't take Spitfire seriously. It just seems unnatural for her. It just kind of seems a little different for her character. Like, I know that she can be silly. I know we've seen it in the comics, but it just kind of seems like it just doesn't really work for her here at this particular point in time. And we also see raindrops flying, so she was attending the show originally. And I like this little character here with the blonde hair and this filly that she has. That's cute. She's cute. And one thing I have to say, I do like the fact that Rainbow, upon crashing into Twilight, she immediately apologizes. And I think that's, for me personally, I can see a bit of a step up with her character, because I think maybe earlier in the beginning, upon running into some pony, she would have immediately said, "Hey, watch where you're going." But here, she actually immediately, the first thing she does is apologize, and, so I think that's really cool. The thing, and also, I love this little bit with Twilight, where she, grips the poster. I love this little bit with Twilight where she like folds the poster and she grips the poster and she holds it close to her like, mine, my poster, mine, you can't have it. It's my poster, mine. I love this. It's so cute. But then again, honestly, I mean, anything you get like that you want, yeah, I can understand Twilight. That's relatable. And I'm not going to deny this this scene with Scootaloo coming out. That's freaking bad, eh? I mean, that freaking rocks. And I love the guitar riffs that we're playing throughout this scene. I want that on a soundtrack. I mean, come on. And the faces, of course, Rainbow is expressing shock. Twilight is also expressing shock, but in a different way. She's expressing concern. Rainbow's expressing shock. Like I said, I can't say I hate this episode, because I don't. Because there are some, not redeeming qualities, but there are some good aspects about this episode. There are some good aspects to the story, and there is some good, interesting emotions and moments played out throughout this episode. And the overall moral that some people can put on a good charade, and even so, you can't trust them because they don't have your safety in their best interests. It is understandable, it is a good moral, and it is relatable. That being said, I can still say, even though this episode depresses me, and I don't see myself rewatching this episode anytime soon, I do still love the episode for other aspects of it. The thing that I dislike the most is the fact that Lightning Dust did not get redeemed. And I dislike that, and it upsets me so much. It's not because there's two reasons why that it upsets me about Lightning Dust not getting a redemption episode. Number one, it's been how many years? The first time we were introduced to Lightning Dust was in Wonderbolt Academy, which I think was in season 4? And it's been this many years since we saw Lightning Dust, and she finally returns, and this is what we get. And that's what some people in the comments on the video that I saw said, basically, was they feel sorry for us, we could have got better. I respect that the story did play out the way that it did, and I understand it, and it is legit true. But at the same time, I would have really hoped for a Lightning Dust redemption episode, and it upsets me because we had to wait all this time, this long, before we get to see Lightning Dust again, and then whenever we do, she does not get redeemed. And it also upsets me because we're never going to see Lightning again. This is it. This is her last appearance. This is episode 20 of season 8. There's only 6 other episodes remaining in the season, and that's it. Lightning does not appear in any of the other episodes, and there's only one more season of MLP, the 9th season, and then MLP FiM. It's over. The series is supposed to end with season 9. Lightning Dust, this is our last time seeing her, and we have to be left with this bad note. We'll never see her again. Does she actually live? She gets blasted off into Lord knows where. Does she live? Does she die? I don't know. It will never be explained. We'll never see her again. She will never get redeemed. We'll never see her throughout season 9 because it's been this long since we saw her. We won't see her throughout the rest of the season. We won't see her throughout season 9. We'll never see her again. And that's what also really upsets me, is because the one chance, the one episode to redeem her, and no. I'm disappointed, yes, and I'm upset that we did not get a redemption episode. I still enjoyed the episode, and I'm not angry. And while I'm angry and hurt that we did not get a good redemption episode with her, I'm also, thankfully there's still fanfics and fan art that will hopefully take care of that, but again, it's just the idea that if I knew that we would get a redemption episode in season 9, I'd be fine. I'd be like, okay, this is another learning episode for her. But it's the fact that she won't. And I understand that not every character has to be redeemed. But in a show that is literally titled Friendship is Magic, that has redeemed so many characters, it seems like it's contradicting what it's originally supposed to be, what it's supposed to say. And look how many other characters have been redeemed. I mean, that have done far worse than what Lightning Dust did. Luna tried to banish, she tried to shroud all of Equestria in darkness and bring about eternal night. I would say that's worse than jeopardizing the lives of a few ponies in the Wonderbolts. Luna did that. She got redeemed. Trixie managed to put a shield all over Ponyville and pretty much enslave everybody there and banish Twilight. But she still got redeemed. Discord managed to take over all of Equestria and cause complete chaos, but he got redeemed. Starlight was able to be a dictator and take over a village and try to get revenge upon Twilight, but she got redeemed. Some of the changelings, after trying to take over Canterlot, they got redeemed. See the gimmick here. All these characters got redeemed. Chrysalis, yes, still hasn't got redeemed yet, but if she can get redeemed and Lightning Dust can't, I'm really going to be ticked. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping, what I want to see, what I think would work out great, is for Lightning to get redeemed, for her to learn her lesson, and for her to be friends, kind of with the main six, yes, but I think Lightning Dust would fit great in with the crowd that is Starlight, Trixie, Maud, Discord, Thorax. I think Lightning would fit in great there. And that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping Lightning would get redeemed and she would find a good friend in Starlight and in Trixie, in Maud. That's what I was hoping for. And that's what, me personally, I would have done. But, yeah. And like I said, there was other setups here. On one hand, the story could have went that Lightning had found a new passion. She's happy. And so she's part of the Washouts. She's the captain of the Washouts, and so she's happy. They could have just rolled with that and not had her be the villain. Nope. They could have had it play out that Scootaloo had the decision to... She had the mature decision to do this on her own and have fun with it. And that Rainbow would realize, I need to step back sometimes and let her make her own choices, but still support her. Nope. Can't go with that either. I could have had Rainbow and Lightning reconnect, like decide to agree to let the past be the past, and move forward and agree to let bygones be bygones, put the past behind you. But nope. Don't do that either. Like I said, there are some good points in this episode. I am not somebody who's going to hate this episode as a whole. I don't hate it. It's depressing, it's upsetting, and I won't deny that I'm angry that Lightning did not get redeemed. But at the same time, but again, like I said, there are some good points to this episode. But this is definitely not an episode that I'm going to be watching anytime soon. And this was the episode that I really dreaded watching because I did not know how the episode was going to play out. All I knew was that Lightning would not get redeemed. That was all I knew. So, yeah. It was still a good episode. It would have been better if Lightning had got redeemed. It would have. So, yeah, this is probably the only episode this season that I really have any real problems with. And like I said, I still mean respect to the writers, to the animators, and, voice actors, to everybody that, to the writers that wrote the episode. But, whenever other characters that have done far worse than Lightning can get redeemed, and Lightning can't, it just seems, yeah. It just doesn't seem right. But, yeah, I could say that I'm hoping that Lightning will still get a redemption, but I'm going to focus on the reality that she won't. Because throughout Season 9, we're never going to see her. This is her last time in MLP. Unless Lightning makes an appearance in G5, whenever it premieres, we won't see her again. This is her last appearance. This was her swan song, and it was terrible. It was a bad swan song. This was, for Lightning Dust, this was the Metal Gear Solid 5 of the franchise. Hideo Kojima did not get to do MGS5 like it was supposed to have been, and it was a disappointment. I haven't played it, but that's what I've heard a lot of people say. That's what I've heard reviews say. That's what I've read. This was pretty much like that. It could have been better, but instead, it was depressing and upsetting because you know what the fate is. With MGS5, you know there's never going to be another. You know there's not going to be an MGS6 from Hideo Kojima, because Concrappy still owns the rights to it. So that's all we got, and it's sad to see it go. It's sad to see such a good franchise like Metal Gear Solid go out on such a bad note. That's Lightning here. There was a good potential for a good character building and a good redemption, but instead we go out on a bad note, and so, yeah. But again, there was some good things about this episode, which I pointed out, but again, I really wish Lightning would have got redeemed. But, I'm just going to stick with fan art and fan fiction. Heck, I may even write some of my own, just to make myself feel better. I'm going to go drown my sorrows in writing a fan fiction where Lightning gets redeemed, okay? So... But again, that was my thoughts on the episode. Again, thank you, Hasbro DHX, for the show. Thank you again. I won't say thank you for... I refuse to say thank you for having Lightning not get redeemed, because I am not thanking you for that. But I will say, overall, there was some good things about this episode, so thank you for that. And again, thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And again... hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.